She's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for Bring It Season 4, Episode 25. I hope everyone's having a great Saturday. It is the weekend. I know, well, this probably won't be up until Sunday. Because I'm recording a few, uploading as I go, watching some other stuff, doing some other things. So, yeah, y'all might not even see this till Sunday. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm just trying to make sure that I get these videos out. Okay? So, this particular episode was basically about Diana choosing her top 5 for the whole nationals competition. The episode was a little boring to me, honestly. I feel like when they don't have like competitions, I'll be like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know what to do. And, you know, throwing in the whole Kayla situation, I still was like, I don't know what to do. The best part of it for me was honestly seeing Selena and hearing her side of things. So that was great and beautiful. But let's get into this particular episode. So, Diana's holding the whole auditioning thing so that she can pick her 5 for the nationals competition. She's brought in 3 professional choreographer, dancer, people to teach the girls each one routine in each genre of dance. It was for jazz, hip-hop, and lyrical. Now, for me, I feel like lyrical is just ballet with a lot of more hand movements. I feel like it's like a loose ballet or whatever. They just kind of... That's what lyrical is to me. Yeah. So I was like, okay. And like the practices, because like this day is like the practices. The next day, she's picking her 5. Okay. I mean, I didn't think this episode needed to be a whole episode. I felt like it was kind of like whatever. But it is, you know, it is what it is. You know, they did the jazz performance with the guy, and, you know, I felt like he was extra. I felt like his movement noises, like, you know how Lorianne Gibson has the boom cat, you know, that whole thing. He had a whole trifecta of phrases to make for noises and all the other stuff to do the counts. And it was a lot for me. I felt like he was trying out for something. I think he was like a finalist in So You Think You Can Dance. But okay. The person who was doing lyrical, she was cool. Again, lyrical to me, like, it's like ballet. I feel like I'm not going to say that it looks easy. Because I know it's not easy. But I feel like it's just a lot of arm movement. And I feel like it's just stretching. You have to stretch and point your toe. And that's basically it. That's what I thought lyrical was. But it was what it was. Now, the hip-hop part of it, I was surprised the girls not into hip-hop more. Just considering the fact, you know, not even to be racist or not racist, but racial. But I'm like, if you're a black dance team, how you don't know no hip-hop? You know what I'm saying? I feel like, is this a way to remind Diana that she needs to teach the girls less majorette and more overall dancing? Because I'm like, it's just weird when they have to do these outside competitions or these outside different things, how the girls struggle in anything that's not majorette. And I feel like if you're going to be doing competitions, maybe you should be teaching the girls more all-around dancing, especially now that she has, what's the new coach's got to do his name? I can't think of his name. Tori. You know, with Tori being there, he's great at ballet. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's the way to, you know, get something different in there. But I'm like, you know, get these girls more well-rounded, Diana. Okay, let's get that together. So, yeah, the tryout stuff for me with Elisa, yeah, the practice stuff, I felt like all the girls struggled, but also tried to learn, because it was a thing of each choreographer were teaching them a routine, and the routine they were being taught today they would have to do tomorrow at the audition. So it was 3 routines they were all trying to learn, you know, within one day. You know, it was what it was. So that's all that was. As I said, I didn't think it had to be a whole episode. We see that Kayla has started her own team. She has 5 dancers, and they are trying out for their first competition. And, you know, again, I kept saying, like, I don't know if she was trying to find people who could already dance and she wanted them to be a team to have competition, or she wanted to teach five people, well, wanted to teach people how to dance. So in this particular episode, it seems like she picked people who could semi-dance, and she was trying to help them become better dancers and teach them, choreography or whatever, and be a coach like Miss Diana. And, she was saying how she was talking to her mom and was saying how it was hard for her because, like, when she was a coach on the Dancing Dolls, it was easier because she knew what each dancer could do because she had been with them so long. It's like on her own team now for these 5 people, she don't know them, so she don't know what they're capable of. So for her, it's harder to be like, okay, we're going to go into the competition and crush it because I know, A can do this, B can do this, C can do this, D can do this, and E can do this. She don't have that A, B, C, D, E at all. A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, am I going right? So, she's like, I feel like if we win the competition, that's a step in the right direction. It kind of would let me know that I should be a coach. She's like, but if we don't win, it kind of, I don't know what to do. And I feel like when you're a coach, you can't base what you should do on if you win or lose, especially for your first competition. Because, truth be told, you were a coach on the Dancing Dolls, true. But I feel like this is your first time. You were assistant coach. I thought this is the first time you being a real coach on your own, having to build your own team. It's easy when you're a coach of a team that's already made. They're already built. They're already, a running a well-oiled machine. I think it's different when you're starting from scratch. So I feel like, even her saying, like, I think it's great if we win. That's, it's good. But if we don't win, like, I don't know what I would do. I just don't want to go to this competition and get shredded. I feel like, my personal opinion is Kayla need to go to school. I think that she can also coach on the side here and there, but I think she should focus on school just because I don't think she's there yet with really being a coach. I think when you are really there, you really want to do something, you're determined, you would never base your decision on if you win a competition or not. Because my thing is, you can lose this competition even if you're a great coach. The same way you can win a competition even if you're a shitty coach. You know what I'm saying? Your determination should be based on your determination and what you really want to do. I feel like the reason she's hasn't made her mind up yet is because she doesn't really believe that she can do either one. I don't think she believes 100% wholeheartedly that she can be the best coach at this time of her life, but I also feel like she don't believe when she go to school that she can be the best student 100%. But I feel like going to school will help more than not, okay? Because she can always have something to fall back on. So it is what it is. You know what I didn't notice? Or that I didn't realize, Coach D got her boobs done. Like, I was watching an episode and she was talking, and I was like, her boobs are huge. And I've never thought about it ever. So I Googled Coach D from Bring It. And I was just scrolling the pictures and I was like, I could have swore her boobs didn't used to be that big. But I couldn't remember. I didn't think about it. And then I was like, I got to some old pictures and I was like, oh, she got her boobs done. I swear, I don't know when she got them done. And I'm not saying it's good or bad or whatever. But I swear today is the first time I noticed she had her boobs done. And I'm pretty sure she got them done before this season. And they probably been big all season. But I don't watch stuff. I don't pay attention to stuff like that. But in that moment, I was like, why her boobs look so big in that shirt? And I was like, wait a minute. She didn't always have big boobs. Did she have big boobs? Did Diana get a breast job? And I went to Google it. And I was like, Diana got a breast job. And I was like, okay. She got big boobs now. Okay, you know what it is. So I thought that because I was just like, I honestly didn't realize it was today. So I was like, oh my God, her boob, she did got a boob job. But yeah, it was what it was. So we see Selena for the first time, we're at her house. And, she has her little confessional scene and everything. And she says how, her grandmother passed away, but her grandmother was the person who raised her from the time that she was 18 months up to adulthood. So that was her mother. And how the death of her grandmother, who was like her mother, just, the stress and the grief of it, it got her really sick to where she, was having seizures. And she was saying how she had lost the feeling on the whole left side of her body, how she couldn't walk, she couldn't talk, and how it's been a hard road back to recovery, and it's still gonna be she's still on the road to recovery, but and she did look different in the face a little bit. She was a little less animated as she usually was or whatever, but she did look great. I'm happy that she's back and healthier. The scene in her house, they were showing that Sanjay, she had like a little walker, not a walker, like a little cane, not a cane, damn it, a crutch. She had a crutch on one side, and then Sanjay was helping her on the other side. Then she went outside in the wheelchair. Her speech was a little bit slower. And you can just tell that she's, not her normal Selena self. But it's still great to see her up and about and talking and, with her own mind and everything. Because, people have strokes and pass out and have seizures and never recover. So it was great to see her back on the show in any capacity. She brought up how Sanjay was away at college, and she, came back to help around the house and to help and everything, and how that's great to have all three of her girls back in the house. We see how her sisters, the twins, are happy that she's home too, and they brought up how she's taking dropping us off here and there, she's driving us around, but she's also helping us start dancing and everything. And it kind of just shows how when things happen, what matters is family. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful scene. And, Selena saying now, she's sad that she's going to miss the girls' audition, but she know they'll do great. And, her just being happy watching her girls dance. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful scene. It was a beautiful scene. It was a beautiful moment. I teared up. I didn't cry, but I got because I'm like, it could have been something completely different. And I don't know the people in real life, but I still know what it feels like to lose a parent. So I can imagine. And I lost my dad when I was 33. No, I'm 36. Yeah, 2015. Was I 32? My dad died in February of 2015. So it was almost 3 years ago. So I was 33. I got it. Yeah, girl, it is what it is. But yeah, I was an adult when my father passed away, so I'm like, I couldn't imagine being, in high school and being terrified that my parent would pass away. So, so happy that they are, on the way back to being better. So that was a good thing. And it's kind of cool to see Sanjay back too, because she left to go to school, and now she's back in her mother's capacity, and she looks so much like her mom now. I'm like, oh my gosh, she looked like Selena, so cute. But yeah, so we see that whole thing. So Kayla's little performance thing. I don't know if that was a real dancing competition or not. I feel like wasn't nobody there but the dancers who was participating. I felt like it was a whole, because when the two dancing coaches, not the two dancing coaches, the two judges was like, let's get it, let's go. I'm like, that's what the man on the other thing say. That's what the other guy do. But okay, if that's what you want to do. So it was like little two parts of a competition. There was one part that was like 2-on-2, and the second part was like a group. I felt like the first two people who went up were amateurs completely, and like they can, they was like around the house dancers. So you know what I'm saying? They weren't. I don't feel like it was professional. I did think they were sloppy, or just not as tight and precise as you would think someone in the competition would be. I felt like, was it an amateur dance competition? Because again, Kayla group was there too. Just when her group performed, I mean, they did okay, but I was like, oh my god, that was so great. I was like, they were cool, that was good. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. But I did feel like the group the two people they went against were the best out of the four. So I wasn't surprised when them two people won. The group won. I can see mistakes in Kayla's group stuff. I can definitely see mistakes in two other groups. It was the first group that went, that was like a whole bunch of people who actually won the thing. I mean, Kayla's group did okay. She called her group anonymous. She said because she don't want anyone to kind of know who they are, where they came from. I think that's smart. So that come win or lose, they came like, well, that's Kayla's punk ass team. So what they know now because they called anonymous. It's on the show. But yeah, I mean, considering she had only worked with them for a couple weeks, they were good. You know, considering it was their first competition, they were good. They weren't horrible at all. I just didn't feel like any of the dancers were absolutely amazing. But, you know, I'm happy she, you know, did it. Okay. So, the whole Diana picking the 5 people. I feel like the auditions they did weren't any different than a stand battle audition elimination cuts. I felt like, you know, I know how she did it in a different area because like she wanted it to be different, so they weren't in the dollhouse. But I'm like, it was still the girls doing the routine that they were supposedly learning, and you seeing who was the best and keeping who you was gonna keep. The only thing that kind of stood out were they mentioned how surprisingly Christiana messed up doing hip hop, but that's usually her best thing. They were surprised that Sky did so well in lyrical, and in jazz they said everybody did good but bad because everyone's timing was kind of off. And I was just like, oh, okay. So I mean, again, I do feel like this episode was a little bit of a waste of time. I wish they could have put in a competition in there somewhere, but I guess they didn't want it to be like, because I'm like, it was weird because it was one day of them learning the routine, and the following day they did the auditions. Y'all couldn't have no competition, but I guess they did say this last week was the last competition of the season. But again, I'm like, I just wouldn't want them to throw something else up in there, and they didn't, but it was what it was. Only people that can the judges was Diana and the 3 choreographers who agreed. The only person who was great was Faith. Faith is always great overall. I feel like Faith is always great overall, and most of the time Cameron too. They're usually great overall in different things. So that, you know, that's always what it is. So they all agreed that that Faith was for sure in, and they just had to pick, you know, the other 4. So they ended up picking Cameron, Michaela, Micaiah, and Deja. And when she said the names, I mean, I know it was mad because she didn't pick Christiana, but I said she still picked the 5 people the same. It was like the veteran people or whatever. The people that they always pick to do stuff that they always go to for things. I think as much as we want Star and Sky, and the other 2 twins, and the new girl Princess, as much as we want them to be, oh, they should be in stuff and they try so hard, they keep picking the same people, point blank into the period. I don't think it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it is what it is. And, you know, of course, Brittany was mad because they didn't pick Christiana, and then Princess Mama Tanisha was mad too because they didn't pick Princess. Then Diana said, you know what, we actually picked a 6th person. We wanted to pick a 6th person, and they ended up picking Christiana. Was that a surprise? No. Those are the top 6 who've been there for a minute. I think even though Faith has been there for maybe the past, 2 seasons? Was she new last season? I think she's been on here since the list. This may be Faith's 2nd season on the show. But I feel like she's still one of the, the top people or whatever. So I wasn't surprised. I would have been more surprised had she picked someone besides them. It was what it was. Princess' mom was upset. Like, we drove all these hours up here and she didn't pick my baby. Girl, she can't win them all. It's her first time. And I think her daughter, Princess, is great. But she's not the end-all and be-all of everything. And, she has to just keep going. And, okay. And that was the whole episode. So, I hope the episode of next week is better. I don't want it to be boring. I don't, it was what it was. Anywho, that was my review. I don't have anything else to say. Whitney makeup sometimes was great, sometimes clownish as usual. I'm just gonna say that whoever do her makeup when it's like a clown, they just don't like her. Like someone hated her and said every time I do her makeup, I'm gonna make her look foolish. And then sometimes she has somebody who don't make her normal and she looks great. So I think that's the only thing else I had to give for this episode. So I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.